What we did here, and Mark and I just alluded to inventory, is we took this orange line, and the orange line is average new car inventory on the ground in America. So if we look back beginning of 2019, we're around 4 million cars on the ground. I'm sure no one's surprised, we've seen that number go down pretty consistently over the past 3 years. There was one little jump or a couple little jumps throughout 2020, but it goes down and continues to go down. And I think we can all agree that hopefully it's kind of gotten to the bottom at this point, and hopefully it'll creep back up. But as that number was going down, if you look at the light blue line in the middle, that's F&I PVR, which we just looked at kind of isolated with just PVR. But we saw pretty significant increases over the past 3 years. And then the dark blue line is front PVR. So this really shows as inventory went down, profitability on the front and the back went up significantly. The other thing I want to call out here is for a long, long time prior to this, F&I PVR was significantly more than front-end PVR when we looked at dealers as a whole. And F&I was that thing where, hey, you're not going to make much on the front, but we can make it up in F&I. And the really cool thing that's happened here is we're making even more in F&I, but that front-end number has surpassed F&I. So dealers are doing a great job on the front, and they're continuing to really maximize the back end of those deals as well.
This chart's it's pretty interesting because we always look at either front PVR separately or inventory or front end like we did in previous slides. This kind of tells a great picture on exactly where that axle is. And back to your point, how front end gross kind of just jumped up on that second quarter of last year. F&I continues to stay steady, and I think that trend will continue. But this slide pretty much tells you a great picture here in the last 36 months, kind of how that inventory is impacted and the shift from new to used and where that profitability is going to.
Yeah, I think it's important for us to really look at this, all of us who are in the industry. And, I think the industry, dealers, F&I managers, salespeople have done a fantastic job maximizing performance when we look at the front, when we look at the back. But we also have to realize that one of the really the big factors that has helped us has been inventory. When we look at these low levels of inventory, crazy high demand from consumers. So we've kind of had the wind at our backs in a lot of ways to help us. And that's not to say we haven't done a great job, because we have. But I think we all have to know that orange line is going to come back up. And we don't think we all know exactly when or exactly how, and we're going to dive into that in just a little bit. But something to be thinking about as we go through this is, as that orange line gets back to normal, how do we keep those two blue lines where they're at? How do we get them a little bit higher, or how do we just maintain them?